everybody. Mark Tinkey here. I am getting ready to invite you guys back into my studio for another tour. I've moved some things around. I've got new furniture, some new dolls on display. Well, old dolls, but they weren't on display before, but now they are because of the new furniture. That'll all make sense. So thank you for clicking on the video. Thank you for watching again. If you have seen the other videos, hopefully you'll see some stuff you haven't seen before and get some new ideas. And if you haven't seen those videos, finish watching this one and then go watch those. And thanks to Rachel for having me back to do another video and another studio tour. And yeah, Emmett's around here somewhere, so I'm sure he will make an appearance. Yeah, that's it. Let's go. All right, let's go into the studio. Just a quick look, back wall, my bookshelves, my pink ceiling. I think that, I always forget to look up in here, but I love it. I love the pink ceiling. Yeah, so there's a few new things in here. The cutting table would be the biggest one. That's my new cutting table. It never looks like this. It is always covered in tons of fabric and pattern pieces and just, it's a mess. If you ever want the real content of me, what a work day looks like in here, leave a comment. Let me know if you want to see what it looks like. And you'll wonder how I ever get anything done because it's a lot. Yeah, so there's just some elements on here I just put to kind of stage it out and some dolls that are waiting to be unboxed. I spy Emmett back there. Hi, buddy. That's his little pillow. He loves his pillow. That's so perfect. Yeah, so that's the biggest, well, that's not the biggest piece of furniture that's new. You will see that in a few minutes. Let's swing over to the other side here. This is my vintage China hutch from mid-century, I don't know, 50s, late 50s, early 60s. Oh, you saw one of the new things. We'll go in depth in that in a minute. Yeah, so I redid this. I took some of the shelves out of it previously and put the wallpaper in the back, but you guys have seen that before. But yeah, I redid what is on it and all the top. So it's Elowen and Nima, and I have a Lizette up there too. The little dresser was actually my mom's when she was a little girl. We'll get up there and get a closer look at it. I'm just kind of giving you the overview. There's Gwen and Z with a vintage Annette Funicello hardbound book. Some more paper poppies. There was some up there as well on the top. I got Anne with an Edith Flack Ackley cloth doll made by Jonathan Green, actually, that I found at a doll show. Little Rainbow High and a little Disney Classics collection. So it's quite the eclectic mix. Let's go get a little closer. So yeah, this is quite the shelf up here. That's Bright Idea from VDC and Chasing Rainbows in an outfit that I made for her in VDC shoes. And socks. I love the little ankle socks. And she's got those black gloves on, which I thought were really fun with the pink dress. Those black gloves are great. If they're still available, I would grab them. They're really fun. Lizette, I love that Lizette. Dolly Parton. This is to a Dolly Parton tea set that many of you have seen already. But it was this hand-painted little tea set, and my friend Joshua gave it to me. It's very cool. This is the little dresser that was my mom's with some White Diamonds perfume bottle. My great Aunt Betty used to always wear white diamonds, so that's a little tribute to her because she would have loved all the doll stuff. But look how amazing this little dresser is. The little drawers come out. I mean, I love it. It's so perfect. It's almost the right scale for Elowen. It's not quite perfect, but I love it. So, hey, Nima. I think she looks so pretty in white and off-white. And one of my all-time favorite Elowens, Bitter Green. And the paper poppies. I made these. I got a kit on Amazon. And they're made out of crepe paper. I highly recommend. They're very fun. So if you're looking for a project, super fun. They have all different kinds of flowers you can do. We'll go on that other side too. I'm standing on a chair right now, so let me get down. But on our way down, we can look at Z and Gwen. Look how great these dolls are. So if you don't know, that is Elowen's grandmother and Nima's grandmother. And they were friends. And they were young women in the 60s. So that's pretty cool. So it opens up a whole new world of possibilities for fashions. And it's kind of cool because the more 60s fashions there are for these two, Elwyn can raid her closet, right? And do that whole thrift store mix and match thing, and the vintage with the modern. Annette Funicello. If you know, you know, I love the Annette Funicello books. Very similar to the older Nancy Drew books, except it's Annette Funicello. So, come on. How could you not be into that? Although I'm sure there are many people who are not. I love these funny little animal busts with a rainbow high doll. You'll see, Rachel has said this before, and I believe it was Jonathan Green who told her, all dolls go together. So I mix all kind of stuff. Speaking of Jonathan Green, this was an Edith Flack Ackley doll that he made that I found at a doll show that had a bunch of his cloth dolls that he had made. And I snatched her right up. I think she's absolutely incredible. She's just beautiful. And she's chilling with Anne. So again, all dolls go together. And I thought it was too perfect to have on the banks of Plum Creek because serious Laura Ingalls Wilder vibes going on with Anne in this outfit. And the boots. And then we'll come up to the other side here. My weird little unicorn bank. And bitter green Elwyn. But you can see I just like to play with color and pick out different colors that I want to pop. And then let the eye rest too, and have things that aren't colorful. And it makes them really important, and it makes the colors pop more. So I don't know. Hopefully you'll maybe get some ideas of how to decorate with your own dolls and how to display them in a different way. I love putting the boxes out too, because some of the boxes are so pretty. The Elwyn box is really beautiful. So I think it's fun to have the boxes out and show that as well. Nima there, good close-up. Love her. So this is my new curio cabinet. One of them, there's another one. You'll see that in a second. But this is the big one. This is the big boy. And I just wanted to display more dolls, but not necessarily put shelves up. I just wanted things behind glass. I think it just makes things feel really special. And I like that look. I love them on shelves too. I love arranging things on top of things too. You can see, I'll go back up here real quick to show. That is a second generation pigeon doll. She has a cloth body and she has resin arms, legs, and head. There are very few of those made, and there's boxes to my other pigeon dolls. I think Joshua's art is just amazing, so I love putting those out as well because I think they're just as collectible as the dolls. Little vase, some artificial flowers. But yeah, so I love a curio. I've always loved a curio cabinet. You can see I love my rainbow high. Sorry about the glare, but it's a glass case, so we're gonna have a little bit. I think it's really fun. It makes them feel really important. And if you like them and they're important to you, why shouldn't they be important, Some 16-inch Poppy Parkers back there, some pigeon and blue, and a petite pigeon. The one in the back, she's 3D printed. She has a cloth body as well. But I love Josh's work, and he's a friend of mine, so I love having it for multiple reasons. More 16-inch Poppy. I made that dress and outfit in the back, the little pink trench coat. It was based off of one of the 12-inch dolls. And then try to see what our light is like down here. But more rainbow high and shadow high mixed in there. I love those dolls. I think they're so much fun. And then I love tucking dolls in too, where, my chair's right here, but when you're sitting in the chair and you look down and you see all of this amazing stuff, some of my all-time favorites, the Wink and Blinkin' and Nod Tonner dolls. Let's see if we can get a good look at them. Well, I can move the chair. Let's just do that. So we can get in here and see them. Look at all those ruffles. Oh, so good. But I love those dolls. So I always like having them on display. And then some more Jean. Yeah, and that's my new giant curio that I'm really, really excited about. I love it. I hope you guys like it too. It's just fun. It took me forever to figure out what I wanted it to look like in there and arrange it and put the shelves how I wanted, but it was worth it. And now I have more display room, and it's changeable. So whenever I want to, I can put bigger dolls in. I can put smaller dolls in. Not that I have a lot of smaller dolls, but yeah, so I really like that. As always, peacock wallpaper, because what doll studio would be complete without some lime green walls and some peacock wallpaper? I'm actually thinking about painting. I know, it feels like I'm getting it done and then I want to paint, but I'm thinking about changing the green. I don't know. What do you think? What's the consensus? Should I do a darker green? I might do like the dark green that's in the wallpaper. Thoughts? Open to thoughts. Panning from that curio, French doors that we came in. My next new curio, and this is a little thin one, more paper poppies. I think you get a dozen in the kit, so there's 12 of them in here. It's like a Where's Waldo, see if you can find all of them. But I love them. And I wanted a little curio to tuck in this corner. So I found one. I got both of these on Marketplace. And folks, it was a good deal. So I got some friends to help me and it was good. So look at Marketplace if you want a curio. But there's some Poppy Parkers. Now I worked on 3 of these I did the patterns for. So the Très Chic Boutique, Miss Amour, I think, and World at Her Feet. I did the patterns for those dolls. And these were just ones I put in because I like the colors. And then my little kitschy ceramics that I love. They're so much fun. Some more jeans, some more kitschy ceramics, some fake coral, and some fake orchids. And these are some of the Masaki dolls that I actually designed. Everything on this shelf I designed and worked on. So I don't often put out stuff that I designed, and I've decided I should make more of an effort to do that because I'm proud of it. And why not? I got my little Alice in Wonderland vases, some fake succulents. It just feels very Alice in Wonderland, and they feel very fun and eclectic. And now the shelves in this one didn't adjust quite how I wanted them to, because these dolls I wanted to have on a higher shelf, but I couldn't fit them and then still have room for other. It's a process. It's a journey. Just go with it. That's a Shauna doll from Tonner that was from the very first doll event I ever went to, which was in Pittsburgh. It was Sports Support the Arts was the theme. And that was the Shauna doll given. Now, that's not the dress she came in. She came in, it was this great, it was like this camel colored coat and I think a turtleneck and a pencil skirt, if I'm remembering correctly. I have it somewhere. But that's a little dress that I made for her and put on her. And then that's Cinders from the Reimagination line. And then Wicked Witch. What was that called? Haunted Stroll, I think, is the outfit. You can sort of see it's that dark green velvet. So it's a little bit hard to photograph. And that's my second curio. Now it has some dings and imperfections, but honestly, I'm okay with it because maybe I might paint it one day. I don't know. But I like it, and it gives me room to display. And then over here, I moved. I'm sure if you've watched the other videos, you've noticed that I moved some of the pictures around. Here's my sewing machine, my head vase that now stores scissors, which is a little... I can't decide if it looks bonkers or really cool, but we're going with it right now. It might be both. 2 things can be true at once. So there's some boards. There's some patterns I'm working on for Robert, actually. So you can't see those. That's why I have that piece of paper just sort of draped, because I was like, well, if I put them someplace, I'm not going to remember where I put them. So just cover them up. And my sewing machine that I love, which is also an embroidery machine. And I want to start doing some more stuff and experimenting with that. And yeah, let's get onto these shelves now. And now we have some more Elowen. This is the shelf above my sewing machine. You can see here. See it there. That's why I like to have special dolls up here, because I glance up and they make me happy. And got the basic Nemo with the afro. She's such a cool doll, by the way. I have not been able to play with her nearly as much as I want to and futz with the hair and everything, but I will. And look at, I know a lot of you have this bag in various colors, but it's so good. But yeah, there's my little Annette Funicello bear I got at a doll show. Do y'all remember watching her on QVC with her bears? Because I do. I used to love that. That's a Finn and Arrow Elowen in a dress that I made. It's based on a Rodarte. Vintage Repro Barbie, because I think she's important. And these are, I'm sure some of you watching have these and will recognize these wardrobe racks that Robert did a while back. I mean, not ages and ages, but you know, it was a little bit ago. And I have a couple of these, and I just think it's really fun to display clothes, you know? Because they're such pretty things, and if you don't always have them on dolls, you can still put them out. A bunch of these I made this one. See, I did this on my embroidery machine with all these flowers, and then I cut them out and applicate and did a whole thing. So I want to do stuff like that again because it was really fun. Took forever, but it was fun. I made this little dress, which is really cute. I think it's cute. I made this little dress. So it's just fun stuff. I'm like, why not put it out? And then I got this little at Metro Dolls a couple years ago. That was one of the thrift store separates. And I love that too. And I love this little dress. I think it's Prudence Dressed Me was the name of the doll. So I just think that's a really fun way. And you don't need to have the Tonner wardrobe rack. You could make one out of dowel rods, really, if you wanted to, or I'm sure there's little racks and things for 18-inch dolls that would work. So I think it's a fun way to display clothes that you might not have on your dolls. And I think there's a pattern for a hanger on VDC, if I'm not mistaken, because some of them won't go on you need sort of like a full body hanger to put it on to display things, but you can do that. These are my Deanna and Dee Dee Dentons. And those are all in outfits that I made for them that are, well, the one in the back is based on the original, the Plum Royale, the original Deanna Denton came in. And then the other two are, they're based on Barbie outfits. A Solo in the Spotlight, obviously, the black one. And then I can't remember, is it Golden Glamour? Help me, somebody, Christopher, you know which one I was looking at when I made this. So I love those. I love those dolls. I love sewing for those dolls. Little print, some grace. I don't know if I ever showed this outfit before, but I made this. It was on Instagram. I did some stories showing the construction of that. But that was a lot of work in that dress. And that's the Au Natural Grace, the one with freckles, the one we all call Freckles. Lacey, she's one of my newest dolls. I think she's really pretty. I really like this doll. Again, haven't had a chance to really play with her, dress her up a whole lot, but I think she's really great. And then there's another basic Grace there looking at a dress, which I made, which doesn't fit her, so that's why she's not wearing it. But it's a pretty dress that I made for another doll, so that's why it doesn't fit her. But she's looking at it. She can dream. And then we swing away from those shelves. Another sewing machine / embroidery machine. And we have some Jean and Sissy dolls. I love Sissy dolls. One day I will own a vintage one. But yeah, if you want to, they're not inexpensive. There's another Sissy from the 90s. She is holding on to summer with every ounce of her being. But sorry, girl. It's over. And a basket with fabric in it. I think in my last video, I was starting to do the fabric in the baskets. And now I have fully committed to just having fabric on the shelves because I forget what I have if I don't have it out. And if I have it out, I won't necessarily go and just buy more fabric. I'll look through my stash first and see, oh, do you have something? And then I'll go out and buy more fabric anyway. But it makes me feel better about doing it. Yeah, so this is, I try to arrange it by what it is, but that does not, let's be honest, it doesn't work that well because I get it all mixed up. But there's mostly cotton here. And it's kind of fun to look at, right? It looks like a little bit of artwork. That pile needs some attention. That is not as lovely. This is like a crepe that I got. I went to an Amish sort of, I don't know what you'd call it. It was basically a general store. And it was where all the Amish and Mennonite people go to get fabrics for their clothing. And I found these and I just like the texture and the colors, so I got those. But anyway, I don't know. I had to tell you about my little my Amish fabric store adventure. It was really fun. It was interesting, but I love it. I love finding little places like that most people don't know about. And from the Amish, we go to Monster High, because what a segue. These are Generation 3 Monster High, which I like them. Again, I put out dolls that make me happy and that I like. You know, they don't all have to be quote unquote collectible. They don't all have to be super expensive. I love putting, well, you'll see on another shelf, I have one of my pigeon dolls next to a Rainbow High doll. And, you know, I mean, it works. I love this fabric. I've had this fabric, folks. I've had this fabric at least 5 years. I don't know what to do with it. It's so cool, but it's kind of impossible to sew because all these little colored pearls are riveted on. So you can't just like snip the threads and like take them off the seam allowance. You'd have to tear them out and it'd leave a hole in the thing. So I don't know. It might just be some really cool skirts because I don't know. I can't figure it out. Leave me a comment if you have a good idea of what I should do with it. I have it in yellow too. P.S. So there's a lot. Little Alice in Wonderland shelf. Another. Did you spot it? Did you spot the other paper poppy? Yeah. I love Alice in Wonderland. I love the Cheshire Cat. I've always loved the Cheshire Cat. I think it's because of his colors, because truth be told, he's a little freaky. In the movie, he always scared me a little bit, but I thought he was pretty. So binders of doll patterns. It's all doll patterns. Some of them I bought. Some of them are some designs by Jude, Tamara, Casey's patterns, which I love. Sometimes I want to make a dress and I don't want to figure out the pattern. I just want to make a dress for my doll. One of the ones I showed on the wardrobe rack, the little green, it was like a pale green, that was one of Tamara's patterns. Let's go over to the other side here. This is sort of, now, okay, where's Mr. Emmett? There he has moved. He's been on a journey while I've been filming this, but he's back here now. He loves to sit on that windowsill and look out the window when there's something going on. My weird flamingos that I love. Oh, also hot tip. If you ever see any of these book stands, I think they're made for cookbooks that you would prop them up and have your cookbook open. But I love them I put books in them, I put pictures in them, and they're just fun as a backdrop, you know, for your dolls. I love doing that. And from the flamingos, that's a little pose doll I got for $1 at a doll show. And that's a pigeon doll who was more than $1. And a Rainbow High doll, some little plates. So they sell these at Joann's, these little fabric bundles. And I will use the fabric, but it's so pretty just as it is. So why not put it on display while you're figuring out what you want to do with it? You know? I don't know. More fabric on the shelves. She's new. I don't think I had her the last time. So that is, I think it was called Sweet and Simple Patsiette. And I actually did the pattern for that. I did the sample for that back for Tonner Doll. And I found her at a doll show and I'd never gotten that doll. And so I bought her. Tony, I love the reproduction Tonys from Robert. I love those dolls. Here's my Dolly Parton. Oh, look, another one. There's my Dolly Parton teapot. This is what I put my water in for my iron. Okay, so new goal. The next time I do a studio tour, all the frames will have pictures in them. No empty frames. That's my goal. Another Repro Tony. Magic Key. That was my favorite. Let's see if I can get it without a glare. That was my favorite book as a child. I'll have to do a deep dive on that one day. But I think it was my mom's before it was mine. This book has been around for a minute. But it is the most magical story. More fabric, more books, more dolls. That was one of the Hallmark Christmas Barbies, which I'm sure many of you recognize, but that was actually my mom's first Barbie doll. She didn't have Barbie when she was growing up. She had other fashion dolls that were more akin to the Miss Revlon type because the stores in her town didn't carry Barbie. So that was the first Barbie doll she got, was this one. And so I put her on display because I think she's great. And she looks great with the yellow, the green. So here's more artwork. We're kind of coming back around full circle. More artwork. Wizard of Oz dolls. No, that's not a Wizard of Oz. Oh, her necklace got. So, okay. Again, peek behind the curtain. This doll has fallen 3 times in the last day. she's been standing here for weeks, fine. And now all of a sudden she doesn't want to stay. So if she looks a little stunned, that's why. But that's an Angelina. That was Too Sweet Angelina from the Age of Innocence convention, I think. But I think she looks great in that Glinda outfit. Kind of a weird painting, I know. I got it at a secondhand furniture store. Some bags of fabric. I mean, that's pretty standard for in here. And then we're back around. I hope you got some ideas on how to display your collection. I'm always trying to think up new ways to display stuff and put more stuff out. And yeah, so thanks for watching again. Thanks to Rachel for letting me do this, letting me share it with you. Hi again to everybody. I have a little bit of moody lighting because I thought it'd be sort of fun to show you guys how I incorporate some of my dolls into decorating for Halloween. I don't know how Emmett feels about it. Did you hear that? Without necessarily being Halloween themed dolls, but how I incorporate them in with existing decorations, all that kind of thing. So thanks again to Rachel for giving me an opportunity to do cool videos and share them with everybody. Let's go. So we'll keep the spooky lighting going here. It's a Graveside Flowers, Evangeline Ghastly, Poppy Parker, in a doll that is in a different outfit than she came in, and the long game, Elowen. But I think all the colors work, and it's kind of giving Halloween with my weird little unicorn being ridden by a bulldog, I want to say, but I'm not entirely sure. And then I added the battery-powered candle and then the painted head in the bell jar. So Halloween doesn't have to be pumpkins and bats, although I love that stuff too. But, on this sort of gothic-looking shelf, let's give it some Halloween vibes. All right, moving on. So, and then here's my curio. And I didn't intend to do this, but it ended up kind of being angel devil on my shoulder with the blue and the red. So again, sort of Halloween, but not. I just grouped different colors together and it sort of worked. And red and blue and then some purple in the middle because red and blue make purple. Anyway, that's what was going through my head when I did it. And then we have some Elowen. Sorry for the glare. Again, some Evangeline over here, who's always good for spooky season. Baroque Dreams and, what is that, Amber? What is she called? Disquietude. And then we have some more Sissies and Jean and more Elowen. So fun stuff. But yeah, again, it's sort of Halloween, but not Halloween. These are the only actual Halloween dolls, quote unquote, that I have out for Halloween. So it's Prudence, Elowen, and Rufus from a Halloween convention a while ago, which I love these dolls so much. And then I got this little votive holder. It's a little battery operated candle. I love them because you can put them places you wouldn't put a real candle. And then I have the candelabra with more battery operated candles, but it's just a cool little vignette, and it was all stuff I had. I didn't go buy Halloween decorations for it. My poison apple mug and Cinderella's wishing well. So sometimes it's just kind of rearranging stuff you have. Here's more of my Finn and Arrow Elowens. And I just have them with a flameless candle and some pumpkins and some pictures, some dried money plant. And they're just on a chest in the foyer. So, throw a few pumpkins out with some of your favorite dolls and flameless candle. And there you go. I just thought this looks cool in the darker light, so I thought I'd give you another glimpse. But still trying to keep it so you can actually see what I'm filming. But the moodiness, I think, suits it. And this is on an antique dresser. This is on an antique dresser in the sunroom here. I took some more artificial pumpkins, a little shelf miniature bench, maybe. Another votive holder, a little box with a little fox in it. And then I have this sort of 9-compartment little cabinet that I took. And I got these little dolls last year. It was a Facebook ad I saw them on, and they were really cute. So I decided to do little vignettes with them. I put scrapbook paper in the back of each one of these little compartments. And then I had some little fake fruit and some moss and little fake mushrooms from Michael's and some acorns from Walks with Emmett and just little things. And then I just sort of gave your eye a rest with just a little piece of fake fruit in the 2 leftover compartments. And then put some fairy lights, some battery operated little fairy lights. Kind of strung those around it. But I think that came out really cute. So if you have some smaller dolls or miniatures, you can sometimes find these things at yard sales or like Michael's. Different craft stores will have different little things like that. And I always like that stuff and can never think of what to do with it. And then I thought of what to do with it. I took these little dolls that sort of by themselves don't make a whole lot of impact, but you put them all together and they're really, I think they're really stinking cute. Yeah, just a little bit of moss. You can see in there just some fake pumpkins and stuff. But yeah, I was super happy with how that came out. So it's pretty fun and very autumn, very Halloween. I like cute Halloween. I don't really like spooky. So I tend to go for pumpkins and cute little witches. And then going from the centerpiece on the coffee table, it's just bell jars with some candles and fake pumpkins again, to the hunt board, dried roses and a tea set, and a little collection of Evangeline Ghastly dolls. Thought the tea set was appropriate because she's British. So, that's kind of something too to think about, is different props that go with maybe the background of your dolls. And then the wilted roses just sort of say graveyard, Evangeline, sort of ghostly. And none of these are Halloween outfits per se, but they definitely feel very Halloween. And it's kind of romantic and gothic. So there you have it. Studio tour, spooky, not so spooky, Halloween doll tour, Halloween doll decorating tour. Yeah, I hope you guys got some ideas. Hope you had fun watching. I had a lot of fun showing my collection to you, showing how I like to decorate and incorporate dolls into not just shelves and doll rooms, but throughout. So thanks again to Rachel for giving me the opportunity to do this, do another video. Thank you to Rachel and the whole VDC team, to Christopher and Dee and Diana and Robert, who keep all of this going, and for all their hard work. We appreciate it. Thank you for giving us a community to keep our hobby alive, and the connections that we make along the way, because that is what's really, really cool about it. And I met a lot of you in person at past events and at doll shows. I meet some people. So if you ever see me in the wild, definitely come up and say hello. The wild, Elowen Wild. I wasn't even trying, but there it is. Anyway, that's it. I could ramble on and on and on. But thanks again. Thanks for watching, and happy Halloween.